guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Conan the Barbarian Ultimates figure from the folks over at Super7. That is right, my friends. It has been a very long time, it feels like, since we put this one on pre-order, but the figure has finally begun shipping, and I'm so excited to dive in and take a look at it with you guys here today. So I wanted to start by showing you that it does indeed come in a brown mailer box, much like we've seen for many of the other 7-inch scale figures from Super7 in the past. And inside of that is this very, very impressive new style window box packaging that Super7 is using for their new Ultimates action figures. We got this beautiful image of Conan straight from the comics to the death. It's bright and colorful and absolutely amazing. You can see the Conan the Barbarian logo at the bottom. Again, you got that name going across the back. I really love the packaging that Super7 is doing for their Ultimates figures. And then this is a slipcover. So when we remove that from the box, we get this beautiful window box fully showcasing the Conan action figure within, as well as all of his included accessories. And that's not all, my friends, because Super7 included this extra little box in the packaging as an apology for the figure being so late. You can see it says "to the death" on the outside, and when we open this up, we get an extra pair of accessories that are all bloodied. That's right, a bloody sword and a bloody spear. You know what? I have to give a special shout out to my patrons because they pointed this out to me. I almost threw away my shipping box without realizing this was even in there because I'm a dum-dum, so don't make the same mistake as me. Make sure you check your shipping box and grab this out of it so that way you get your bloody weapons along with your standard weapons. Man, this is awesome. I'm very excited to get this packaging ripped open, so let's do that right now so we can take a look at the figure within. Alright, so we've got our Conan figure outside of the packaging. As always, I'm going to do that thing where I start off with the tape measure to show you guys that the figure stands right there at 7 inches tall. So he should fit in perfectly with any of your other Super7 Ultimates figures or Classics figures. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do this right up front, because I feel like this is a good thing to show you guys for a little bit of comparison time. I'm going to bring in He-Man from Masters of the Universe Classics, and I'm going to bring in Vicor from Masters of the Universe Classics, you know, for that little bit of a Conan vibe there, just to show you all three of these figures standing side by side so you can see how they measure up, how they fit in with each other. Seriously, this Conan figure feels like he could fit right in with the rest of your Masters of the Universe Classics figures if that is something that you're into. Again, sculpted by 4 Horsemen design, just like the rest of those figures, so pretty rad stuff. And this is exciting for me because, look, as somebody who's been a big fan of Masters Classics since basically the beginning of that line, I have always wanted to see lots of different toys done in that scale and style. And here we go. We've got them with the Ultimates from the folks over at Super7. So, of course, this is our nice comic-based Conan action figure. Really, really great sculpt. You can see the head that is on the figure right out of the packaging is sort of like our screaming head there, but there's some really great paint deco going on here. I mean, I love all the paint deco even just inside the mouth. You can see the tongue is painted. Even got an outline kind of around the tongue. The teeth are all painted white. The eyes are all nice and painted. We got some blue streaks in the hair, which really brings out all of the sculpted details. Looks very, very nice. Really great looking figure all the way through and through. Kind of love this almost slightly metallic gold look to the belts that he's wearing. You can see the same kind of knobs on the wrist bracers and everything. But there's also this very nice wash to it. So it's got this rustic look, which is very cool. And he's wearing like the sandals. So you can see the toed feet there with the sandals. So just really great looking figure. The plastic looks really nice. It's not overly shiny or anything like that. And the quality feels really, really good on this guy. So one thing I want to show you, because it just bumped off while I was showing you the details, but he's got this little dagger, which is a very cool accessory, and it's got like this little peg basically on the back of the handle that plugs into this little hole on the side of his trunks there. And it fits really well, so that way you can holster it on the side, but it's so easy to bump off with your finger, just like that. So just be warned about that. It doesn't seem like it's overly loose because it fits there really well. It's just so easy to bump it with your fingers while you're posing the figure around. So definitely something I just wanted to bring to your attention. So with that said, let's talk about that articulation. Again, if you've had any of the classics figures, you probably know what to expect here. That head's on a ball joint. It's worth noting that the head is a bit solid there. It's not super pliable, so it's gonna hinder the movement just a little bit, especially when turning it side to side, but it's on a ball joint, so it kind of rolls around there. The necklace is a separate piece that's around the neck there. You got the hinge joints at the shoulder so they can go outwards, forwards, backwards. You got swivels at the bicep, which actually feel pretty good on this guy. They're pretty tight. They're not overly loose, like we've seen on the Ultimates version of Toxie that I looked at before this. We do got a nice solid elbow bend there, which is really cool. Swivel at the wrist. You've got hinge joints at the wrist, which are actually really tight on this figure. Very cool. You got the ab crunch right there. You got swivel at the waist. You got the ball-like hinges at the thighs, so legs can go outwards, forwards, backwards. You can swivel at the thigh cut. You got a single joint at the knee there, and then the ankles can move forwards and backwards as well as rock side to side. There's no boot cut articulation, but that's usually the case with figures that aren't really wearing boots. He's just got these sandal straps, so we can't really turn the boots. But otherwise, articulation seems really nice on this guy, so it should match up pretty well with his different accessories. So let's go and get into those accessories. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that he does have an interchangeable head. So it works just like any of those other figures that I've already talked about, classics, the other Ultimates figures, whatever. Just pops right off the ball joint. Here's also where you can see that the necklace is a separate piece, so you can remove that. But then we can take this other head, we can pop it on the ball joint, locks on nice and tight, and this is more of just a basic face, closed mouth, kind of a stoic look, so that way you've got a couple different posing options for the character. And that's going to bring us to the weapons. Of course, we've got that dagger already, so we can put that in the figure's hand there. It's a bit of a tight grip. You can see it fits a little weird. He's got that little peg that plugs into a side, so if you kind of turn it outwards, it fits in the hand a little bit better there, but he does get a nice tight grip on it, which is very nice. But in addition to that, we've also got the sword and the spear. So the spear, let's go ahead and look at that, because of course you're going to want to be able to see that you can get two-handed poses with this. Actually plugs in very nicely there, look at that. So that way you can get some good two-handed poses with the spear accessory. And then outside of the spear, we've also got the sword, which is very, very cool. So you can pose this guy around pretty good, get some good poses with him with the different weapons. Of course, we've also got the exact same weapons, but with the bloodied effects that I told you, which are the bonus accessories, which are really, really nice. You can see that great blood splatter effect there on the sword. The entire spear is like covered in red, like it's totally been stabbed through somebody, you know, super violent, but that's Conan, right? You got to have those great ultra violent accessories there. So really cool that we got those bloodstained accessories as an added bonus. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the Ultimates comic style Conan action figure from the folks over at Super7. All in all, I'm really impressed with this guy. He feels solid. He's got great articulation. All of the accessories are cool. I love that we got the added bonuses. I mean, I really have no flaws to really point out on this particular figure, other than the minor annoyance, I guess, of the dagger popping off the peg on the side there. But again, it holds fine. If I can even get it plugged in. Here we, there we go. So otherwise, he's a really, really nice figure. I like him quite a bit. I think he's a really, really good one. And if you are a fan of Conan, I definitely think that this is a figure that you're really going to enjoy. Now, just like all of the other Super 7 Ultimates figures, it was made to order, so you're not going to find it on Super 7's website. You're going to have to find it on the aftermarket, such as at this channel sponsor over at Megalopolis City of Collectibles. So be sure to follow the link in the video description if you want to add this guy to your collection. Guys, thank you so very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends.